Welcome to the Business of Apps podcast. We invite app industry professionals to cover various topics. We promise to do our best to keep it both insightful but brief. In this episode, we have Taras Kiseliuk, CEO at ClickDealer. Taras, welcome to the Business of Apps podcast.
Hello, Art. Pleasure to be here.
Terrific. Thank you for coming, Taras. Now, before addressing the topic on the table, I'm going to set up the stage first. I bet as an app marketer, you are on a constant hunt for new marketing channels, right? What do you know about affiliate marketing? If the answer is zero, not that much, or I know what it is, but what is your point? Then you've come to the right place. We have Taras to tell us how affiliate marketing works for mobile apps. But first, Taras, let's kick off with talking about you. Please tell us about yourself.
Well, my personal career, I would say, started in high school. That's a long time ago, 1999. And that's when people were using things like IRC and ICQ. And I started as an affiliate. I went through the whole high school, try to find out, as an immigrant in Canada, I was trying to find out, ways to make money online. So I was dabbling into, sitting in the channels, looking for different, marketing or selling points or how to make money online. That somehow slowly led to email marketing and then to digital marketing. And finally, when my personal search as an affiliate ended, I ended up going to Affiliate Network. I worked at Mondo Media. A lot of old school OG guys might remember the company. I worked for Mondo Media for 2 years, and then I went consulting for ClickDealer. Started with 11 people, and we went from 11 people in Ukraine to almost 200 on almost every continent on the planet. We became one of the well-recognized performance-based networks in the industry. And my slow progress from affiliate, sitting and using ICQ, turned into becoming a CEO of a company. It's a long process. It took over 20 years.
It is funny that you mentioned ICQ. Very recently, what was it, last month? The company have stopped operating officially. No more ICQ for you guys. But obviously for Gen Z, ICQ doesn't tell anything. They have no idea what you're talking about. But it brings very nice, funny memories to me.
Yeah.
But what is ClickDealer today? What services do you guys provide in the market?
So, the shortest answer would be we're a performance-based network and an agency. So what we do is we help advertisers distribute through our publishers, but as well we have an in-house media buying team. So for last 3-4 years, we're been onboarding and running advertisement ourselves. Those having a full control over the full funnel for the clients we work with, as well as being an agency. We are part of a bigger company which acquired us recently, last year ago. It's called DMS. So we're big. We're part of a even bigger digital marketing unit, which spans across many verticals. We just don't stop on just performance-based network. We also do own and operated products. So we develop products for our clients. For example, we successfully developed our own home service product that we've been running for the last 2 years, and we fully operate in-house, working with advertisers that buy from us on API leads for services, and we fully in-house operate, run, and buy traffic for it.
It is great to hear that you guys are growing. Keep it up.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Now, first things first, let's give people a broad picture of the current state of affiliate marketing. What is it? And what are the main changes you've noticed in it for the past decade?
I mean, so the current market is it's growing. It's simply to put, it's growing. It's getting bigger. Especially the segment of mobile marketing is growing because it represents about, if I'm not wrong, about 75% of all ad spend on the internet. Now the internet is 57% mobile, which means that in developing countries we still have a mix of people using computers and mobile. In developing countries, people do a jump straight to mobile devices, which provide the same calculating and capacity that a computer would, and they access all the services through mobile. So I mean, it's ever growing. It's ever growing segment, and it'll just keep going. The biggest challenges that we see are obviously is regulation. A good example is, for example, social media presents a huge chunk of all advertising budgets, and for example, United States try to regulate TikTok or push them out of the market, creates loss of possible income and possible of access to demographics that are using TikTok. I mean, in my opinion, there's many different reasons behind it. It's United States probably crushing competition to Facebook and Instagram. I don't think it has to do much with spying, but it has to do more with controlling the market, inside. And obviously that leads to privacy and compliance. Privacy is always getting tighter and tighter. In many cases, that's a good thing, but obviously the changes that are create different challenges for us. For example, TCPA compliance that always becoming tighter and tighter, which all makes the market shift from one spot to another. Like a good example would be in lead generation space. Before people could just sell the data, then it became more regulated, and people have to provide privacy, which is privacy and terms and conditions, which is a good thing. But now it becomes, for example, tighter in terms of people cannot sell to third parties, what's going to happen is that everything is going to be more exclusive. It's going to be one-on-one between advertiser and the consumer, which to some extent it's a great thing, but I have a feeling that a lot of aggregators are going to feel the pain and lose their business. So that's a huge challenge that is always out there. And I mean, the last one would be as cliche as it sounds like, would be AIs. AI is now doing all the media buying for us in some sense. The shift in the way the affiliate marketing is working is that if before you had to optimize yourself and find the right spots, now you kind of like, hey, trust the pixel, trust the Facebook AI, trust the TikTok AI, and so on and so on. So the teams are working more on building better creatives and better angles and looking for conversion points from creative side, but AI takes over in terms of optimizing and making the campaigns work. So in some sense I would say it's easier because before you had to do a lot more, but now you have to trust the Facebook, and that's how people feel the pain where algorithm decides that what, you're not paying enough, and then they just get destroyed. So we can see that in the patterns on our network when election, for example, days come in, and all the algorithms realize that, hey, people pay more for traffic because it's getting bought up by bigger conglomerates. Everybody's hurting, basically. Everybody's feeling the pain. And I mean, the last one would be monopolization, centralization of advertising channels. As you can see, before you could access YouTube through like third parties. Now Google took everything in-house. So if you want to buy traffic, you have to go to Google, Facebook, TikTok, like just big. It's getting more and more centralized. So your choices of third-party advertising is becoming much more limited. It's pretty much like native and a few other things, or working one-on-one with specific websites. But the big guys are centralizing and having full control of what's happening online.
Yeah, this is pretty comprehensive picture, Taras.
Sorry,
I
Harry.
I can totally see Mark Zuckerberg being really happy, TikTok going away. But can you give us kind of a 101 for what is affiliate marketing? How does it work? For people who are not familiar with the basics.
Affiliate marketing, it's in simple terms, is when a third party sells a product for a commission or for part of a sale, for like revenue share, for example. So example would be, let's say Nike wants to sell products and you have a website. You can put a link uh, to a Nike website if they're participating in an affiliate program, and every time somebody clicks on your link on your website and goes to Nike and buys shoes, they get a revenue share or a part of a commission from a sale. That's as basic as it gets. It's like basically getting a referral for a sale or for a lead, or for example, if you're talking about mobile apps, um, get a referral for installation. So let's say some app wants to get more installs, they can say, "Hey, we'll pay you $5 if you refer your friend." Technically speaking, when you refer your friend with a link, you're an affiliate. You're participating in affiliate marketing. What happens with the big companies is that they kind of do the same thing, but on a very, very large scale. What they do is they go to Facebook, they go to Google, they go to native ads, and they just buy a lot of traffic, and send it to the client. And what they do is they arbitrage the cost of buying advertisement and what they generate in the revenue. So affiliates are basically kind of like gold miners, like on Klondike. What they do is they buy the tools and they spend their own money and they look for gold. And if they find more than gold that they spend on the tools, they actually made a profit. So that's what affiliate marketing is. It's in some sense it's exciting, but it's very dirty and hard work.
That's a pretty straightforward picture, and it's a good analogy. Now, every vertical has seen its fair share of changes in adapting to the mobile first environment. But which ones have been transformed by the most? What challenges has it presented to your network, if any?
I would say, I mean, everything changed a lot in the last 10 years. The way the apps improved, it's unbelievable. I mean, I was just traveling and I was just imagining myself. I just landed, and before I landed, I went to my Avis app and I booked a car, and I didn't have to go through all the process like back in the day. We have to research, and if you don't have it, you're done, right? So what happened is that point of sale became very, very close to the customer. You don't need to, um, spend. I mean, some kids probably don't know that. You don't need to. You don't need to pre-book, go to an agent. Like this is at tips of your fingers. Uh, so it's the transactions are happening instantly. So for us, for example, e-commerce, we've seen a lot of changes, but they're positive changes because people are, location-based advertising has improved, targeting precision and conversion rates are improved. I mean, every apps are integrated with the banks apps, and everything is streamlined. So running advertisement became easier to some extent. Um, so in some cases, the biggest challenge is to keep up with the addition of new and new customers coming in. But I mean, the challenge is to get those budgets. So that was the toughest one. That's for sure. Um,
Gotcha. Grow pains.
yeah,
It's always tough for every company. Um, what strategies do you believe are most effective for mobile apps looking for grow their user base and revenue through affiliate marketing? Could you share an example of a successful campaign?
okay, so I mean, the biggest challenges is and the most important challenge is fulfilling KPIs. So KPI is key performance indexes for listeners that may be not aware. I'll speak historically. When in the days when app distribution was just starting up, and what happened was advertisers were just buying installs. Let's say even Uber is a great example. Uber was one of the clients back in the day when we used to work at Mondo. Um, that come and say, "Hey, we just want installs." and they just pay a couple of dollars for every install you refer to them. And what happened later on is a lot of advertisers realized they were just burning crazy amount of cash because at the beginning there was not enough tools to actually measure or there were no tools and no understanding that just installing is not enough. Users install and remove the apps. So, what was happening 10 years ago and what's happening now is, implementation of KPI. Now, if you're advertising, if you have an app and you want to make sure that you don't, burn your cash, you want to implement KPIs with the agency or affiliate company that you work with, you want to make sure that, hey, we want an install registration and maybe some kind of action down the line. So that's one of the most important parts that advertisers need to make sure that engage to make sure that there's a performance behind every action of a user.
You mentioned KPIs. Are there specific ones you would recommend the mobile marketers be focused on when they work with affiliate networks as a marketing channel?
I mean, it depends on an app. For example, if an app has an in-app purchase, it could be a purchase. If it's a lead generation, it could be registration. So it really depends. If it's a game, it could be engagement. How many minutes the user maybe spend. If it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you really have to think from a position of, of what do you want your consumer to actually do and build a KPI around it, right? So there's no like a blanket answer. It really depends on the app, you work with. If it's a bank app, maybe you want the user to deposit, right? If it's a gaming app, you want them to maybe put a deposit as well. It's very broad, depending on your app.
Gotcha, Taras. Like I said at the beginning, affiliate marketing is the other channel for mobile marketers' toolbox, so they should definitely consider it and see its potential because the app market is really competitive, and if you're not using every tool available, you're losing money, you're losing opportunity, you're losing opportunity to grow your app. And so you definitely should check it out, educate yourself, read as much as you can from people who have been in this business for a while and know what they're doing, know what they're talking about. Yeah. Okay, we just covered the major topic on the table. And because this is your first time on the show, okay, I have just a few quick questions to ask so we can know you a little bit better. These are really quick questions. Okay, what smartphone do you have now? Have you been switching between these two giants, iOS and Android, or staying one side all the time?
I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but I've been a user of Android from 2008. My only iOS phone was iPhone 3G, which was produced in 2008. It was just like, the first experience was really bad because I just didn't like that you can download MP3s, right? You can download music, you can download movies, you can do things outside the apps. So I switched to Android and kind of like grew on to me. So I'm a Pixel 8 Pro user at this moment, and I kind of been Android user and more towards Google because you get a faster updates. The battery life is different because all the software is kind of native to their phones now. So yeah, that's what kind of person I am.
That's totally fine. It's all good. The world is divided between iOS and Android for a reason. For some people, iOS works. For others, it's Android. It's all good. Now, do you remember your first mobile phone? The ones you could put in your pocket, but it was not a smartphone.
Oh yeah, it's Nokia 3310, the brick.
Oh, the brick.
Undestructible, yeah.
That one. Good. Okay, back to present. So imagine for a second you left your home, but for whatever reason you forgot your smartphone inside. So you're out. What will be the most missing feature for you?
I mean, most of them. Because now you have to be like in an analog world. So first of all, maps. Back in the day, again, I could remember every street, but after using maps for so long, I'll probably have trouble. Other one would be contacts, because again, I remember maybe about five top phone numbers in my mind versus, I can remember my ICQ number from 25 years ago, but I can remember a lot of phone numbers. Um, and the one which I really like to use lately would be probably Google Lens. It's basically I mean for Apple users, you take a photo with of anything, and kind of like Google AI just tells you everything about it. If you're at the store, if it's, I don't know. Yesterday I was walking in a forest and I took a picture of a slug. It gave me an instant Wikipedia page. I love that so much.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is a really cool feature to have, in your pocket, so you can look it up anything you want and just basically augmenting your brain with
Yeah,
that phone in your pocket. Yeah, just a quick observation. I've been asking this question throughout the whole podcast for 200 plus episodes, and I believe Google Maps is the leader, like the most recognized, the most beloved app that people have been, citing as the one that it will be missing the most. So yeah, it's really interesting how we rely on our phones for navigation.
yeah.
Okay, now when you look at your Pixel phone and you wonder, wouldn't it be great if that phone can do this or that? Hardware, software feature, or both? Anything specifically for you, not flashy, not trendy, but something that will make that phone a better tool for you.
I almost want to say the opposite. I mean, I've been using apps to simplify my phone because I see that I'm too attached to it. So I think we're already getting a lot out of our phones. I mean, we get the whole knowledge base of a planet Earth under fingertips. So you know, I know there will be more tools coming with the phone, and the things I'm excited about, I'll probably say, like, I like, implementation of AR, and more use of AR. But unfortunately, at the same time, I want exactly opposite sometimes, because I realize how attached I am to that device.
Totally. The word balance is the key. I've been hearing it over and over for so many people that it's not even about more or less features, but about being able to keep that balance, um, using your phone whenever it makes sense, but not overuse, not just um, uh, spending much more time that it should be spent on your smartphone. Okay, before I let you go, very, very final question. How can people get in touch with you and get more information about what you do?
I mean, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. You can find me there. I mean, that'll be a good start. I'll give you my personal number, but let's wait for that.
Okay, great. Taras, thank you so much for your time and being on the show. Thank you.
You're
Bye
welcome.
bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, this is great. And that was Taras Kiseliuk, CEO at ClickDealer. To listen to more episodes, subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube podcasts. Just search for Business of Apps and you will find us easily. Remember, we release episodes on Mondays. So subscribe and you will be able to get new episodes on your smartphone, tablet, or computer as soon as we release them. And please don't forget to leave us a review or comment on iTunes. It is highly appreciated. And all episodes will also be available on businessofapps.com. Thank you for listening. See you next week.